Hello, welcome to the tutorial on how to make a flyer. Today I will be showing you how to build a flyer similar to this one. Your assignment will be different than this, but all of the steps I will show you will be ones that you'll use to create your flyer. So first of all, let's start with a blank Microsoft Word document. The first thing that you will want to do before you have anything typed is to save your document. So I can either use my quick access toolbar to save, or I can use File Save As. I'm just going to use my quick access toolbar. You will be saving this on your drive in your word processing Word 1 folder. I'll be saving it a little bit differently, so you'll just need to remember to go to your drive. Remember, all the formats for saving files will be your class hour. That doesn't mean to type the word class hour. I really want your class hour starting with the letter, please. I'm just going to go ahead and use the words class hour. And the assignment name is sample flyer dot your last name dot your first name, and then go ahead and save that. Next, you're going to want to run your macro to add your name and assignment name in the header of this document. To do that, remember, just click Alt-M. Next, I have some text that I'm going to paste in here. You will be typing this yourself for this assignment. But because I know you don't want to watch me type, I've already got that pasted in. We are going to make some formatting changes to this text. And once again, I'll show you what our end goal is. And we are going to make some of these font changes and also some borders and pictures to make this look like a visually pleasing flyer. So we'll go back to our text. First thing I'm going to work with is the title. In flyers, you want the focal point to be something that you're going to catch the reader's attention. And in this flyer, it's going to be our title and the picture of the dog. To center the title, you just want to click anywhere on that line, and then you're going to come up here to the home ribbon, and in the paragraph group of the ribbon, click on center. I want to change my font to Arial Rounded, so I will select my font and click on the down pointing arrow, and I will find Arial Rounded. As you work with font, you will get to like certain fonts and other fonts you will not like, but you'll get to know your fonts a little bit better as you work with Word. I want my font to be a little bit bigger, so I am going to grow my font, and this font, here's a grow button and a decrease button. So I'm going to go ahead and grow my font, and this font I'm going to go ahead and put at 72 points. Now here's the point size, and 72 points are in an inch. So if I choose 72 option, that's going to make my words 1 inch high, or I should say 1 inch tall. You can also, if you don't know exactly which font size you want, these tools let you grow and shrink your font to the side. Also, I want to make this all uppercase, and I don't want to retype, and I know you don't like to type. To convert something, we can use this convert case button, and you'll see that you can have sentence case, lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word, or a toggle case. So you have all of these choices here. We're going to choose the uppercase. This way I do not have to actually retype those words there. The next thing that I want to do is add some text effects. So with the text still selected, I'm going to go into the font group and choose this text effects button. In the text effects button, there's all kinds of different choices, and you can see some of these choices. I'm going to go ahead and choose one of these choices, and then I'm going to go over to the Design tab. In the Design tab, we have all of these colors. And you'll notice that the default is Office, and we have all of these different colors, and these different palettes have been selected by a graphics art committee and people that do graphic arts. I'm going to choose the color aspect, and then I'm going to go back over to my home tab, and I'm going to go back to my text effects, and I'm going to look at my choices here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose this orange color. And then I want to do a few more things. This is really a neutral color, and these colors that we chose are very earthy. The next thing I want to do is do some of the options for this. I'm going to click the down pointing arrow, and you can see that I can have an outline, a shadow, a reflector, a glow. I'm going to go ahead and put a glow on. I'm just going to use this second glow. And now I have a glow on this font. Also in the text effects, I can choose an outline. Maybe I don't want to choose a different outline color, but I want to have the outline just a little bit bigger, and I can actually choose a little bit bigger outline so it stands out a little bit more. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to have a border around my title. In this border, I'm going to go up here to in the paragraph group to the borders button. Notice the title is still selected. In the borders button, I'll go all the way down to the bottom to where it says borders and shading. Now you have to be careful when you're in this window. When you're in this window, we have a borders and a page border tab, and we need to be careful that we are on the borders tab because we want it to be on the paragraph. I can choose box, I can shadow, 3D, or do a custom. For this one, I do want a box. I'm going to keep the solid line, but I'm going to choose a color, and I'll choose a color. And this is just the border of the box, and you can see in the preview that it went into the border. I'm going to go over to the shading tab, and I'm going to choose a fill color. I'm going to choose a light green, and then I will click OK. When I get back into this, I look at it and I decide, oh, maybe I don't want that border. So I'm going to go back into my borders and shading, and I will go back to borders, and I will tell it none. While I'm in here, I'm not sure I like that color for the border either, the fill. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose maybe this peachy color that's really an orange color, and I will click on OK. That looks much better. Now I need to work with this text down here. Right here where it says Melodot Cocker Spaniel and tan color, these are things that should be in a bulleted list. So I'm going to put my insertion point right before this first word right here and hit my enter key. Then I'm going to click after the word Spaniel. When you have a bulleted list, we shouldn't have a period after it. So I'm going to click right before the period, and I am going to hit my delete key 2 times and hit my enter key. Now, if you're someone that likes to use the backspace key instead of the delete key, you can click right before the word or after the space that you want to get rid of, and then hit your backspace key, and then we'll hit enter again. Now you'll see that these 3 things are what I want to be a bullet. I will select them. Then in the paragraph group, I will click on bullet. Notice that it compresses the vertical spacing and adds this bullet to each one of them. Now, all of this text in my body, I want to be a little bit bigger. So I will select all of that text, and then I will just grow my font until I think it looks okay, and I'm just going to leave it at 20. That looks pretty good right there. The next thing I want to do is select this last line. I would like this text to be green or a different color to stand out. I also want it to be in the center. I am going to choose this font and I will put it as a dark green. And I decide that maybe this one should be a little bit bigger font, so I will put this font up to 28. That looks much better. I want the dog's name to stand out, so I will double click it to select it, and Word remembers the color that I used last in the font color, and you'll see this little A with a color underneath it. This is the font color button, and because the color's already there from what I used last, I can just click on it, and now the dog's name will be colored, and we are going to italicize it to make it stand out. Another thing we'll want to do is click right before the word adorable here and hit your enter key, maybe 3 times. And we want to bring a picture in here, so I want to click where I want the picture to go. Word always thinks wherever that insertion point is where where the picture will be put. We will go to the Insert tab. You will actually find the pictures on my drive, and we have some picture called Dog Picture 1, and we will insert that picture. And you'll notice that it comes in a size that you maybe need to fix. You also will notice that we have picture tools up here now, and we have a format. We actually need to go to wrap text, and we are going to say tight. And when we say tight, then now I can resize it. You'll want to resize it using the corners so that you stay a little bit proportioned. If I use this, it kind of takes the picture out of proportion. So you want to always use your little handle here. I'm going to put that picture up about, about right here. That's good. Now you'll notice my writing is still in the way, so I'm going to just click and I'm going to hit my enter key a couple more times. And then I can click and drag this picture down so it looks like it's more centered with that. And we'll pull it in just a little bit. Okay, I want to get one more picture, so I will get this next picture, insert and pictures, and we'll get dog picture 2 and we'll insert it. And of course it comes in a little bit bigger, and again we'll want to wrap the text to tight. I will also want to resize this picture, and I want to put it up by the other picture. And it would be nice if both pictures were about the same size. Sometimes you can't do that. I'm just going to go ahead and crop this one just a little bit so it's a little bit more square. But you have to be really careful when you do that. And then you hit your enter key. And then I can resize this picture to where it is about the same size of this one. And you can see it looks pretty good right there. You can just eyeball it. You don't have to be exact. If you really want to be exact, you can right click and you can see a size and a position, and you can have it exact that way. Or on your picture tools, on your format, you can see a size here, and I did pretty good. Those sizes are really pretty close to each other. And the next thing we're going to do is I want some kind of a format on these pictures. And it looks like these need to go up just a little bit more to be more in the center. I'm going to click the first picture and I want to do some picture effects. It's always fun to do some picture effects. You'll see I have some picture styles here. And you always want to remember to use something maybe that really goes with the flyer that you're doing. You don't want to detract, and you'll notice that that kind of cuts the picture off. And these are all preset pictures. Instead of using a preset, I'm actually going to use picture effects myself, and I'll decide that, oh, I want a glow on this picture, and I'm going to choose the biggest glow. And these colors again are the colors that we chose at the very beginning in our color palette. And then I'm going to go back to picture effects. Now you can be a little bit crazy, but don't be too crazy, because you'll still want it to be something that somebody can read. I'm going to use this little effect right here. It's just kind of a parallel effect. And then with the other picture, I'm going to go back to picture effects. I will put the glow, same glow on this one. And then on the picture effects, I want this one to have a little bit opposite than what I did the last one. So I think this one matches a little opposite than what I have. It looks like it does. So with that being done, then you can adjust where you need to. If your words are still in the way, you'll want to adjust those also. Now, I want to come here to check my text, and I'm going to zoom out. And you're going to see here that I only have it on one page, but in case you have it on 2 pages, you want to go to the end of your text and you want to hit your delete key to get rid of any extra enter keys that you may have had. And I'm going to go up here and put this down a little bit and adjust these pictures so that I have a little bit more white space and it looks a little bit more centered with the page. So you can just kind of eyeball things and you can see where things go. I'll zoom back up, and then the last thing I'm going to do on this one, I want to have a page border. So I will again go back to my borders button and borders and shading. And in the borders and shading, I'm going to make sure I'm on the page border, because remember, this borders button is just for a paragraph, but the page border is going to be on the whole page. I'm going to say box, and I have all of these different styles that I can choose from. I will choose this fun little one right here. I can choose a color, and maybe I want it this dark green to match the writing that I have. And I can choose a different weight. And one of the other fun things you can do, you can decide if you want to shadow a 3D or custom. But let's say I wanted just the top and the bottom border. In this preview, I can click on the sides on any of these borders and get rid of the borders on the sides. I'm going to decide to put those back so that I have those borders there. Another fun thing you can do is use an art border. Now some of these borders, they're fun, they have lots of pictures, but remember, you don't want to detract from the flyer that you're making. These pictures that are colored will stay colored and you can't change the colors. But if you scroll down into the black section, this black and white section, you can color any of these. So I'm just going to choose one here so you can see that it will be colored. I can choose the weight. Again, you want to remember you don't want to detract from your flyer. I'm actually going to go back to what I had, and I'm just going to put a simple line. And when I did that, it automatically put none on the art. And then I'm going to maybe do a 1 point width on that. And I'll click OK, and then I can see my border. So now that I have a border, and this is more of a subtle border, notice that when I come back around, it is around the entire page. Okay, that concludes this quick little lesson on how to create a flyer. You want to make sure you have this before you close out. You want to make sure you save it. So go up and save your file, and then you can drop it to me. Have fun. Good luck.